Can Celtic and Rangers ever play each other in a friendly? The old firm friendly that is due to happen. Those words just don't really compute, do they? Due to an extended winter break at the end of this year because of the Qatar World Cup, there's a longer winter break in Scotland this year. The old firm teams are set to face each other in a friendly in the Sydney Super Cup. It's a 14 tournament across 8 days. Rangers came out and said they've never had a financial offer like this for a friendly match or for a couple of friendly matches, and the clubs are set to receive more money from these friendlies than they would from an entire season of Scottish football. That either says a lot about how much the Aussies are willing to pay, or it probably says a lot about how much Scottish football undersells itself. I just want to say a massive thank you before we get into the video to the channel members. You're really helping to keep the channel going. I really do appreciate all the support. Your names are on screen right now and your support doesn't go unnoticed, so a massive thank you. Also a huge thank you to McCready Services for the idea for this video. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today, so mate, a massive thanks.
Harry and Irene Mulvena.
Lovely to meet you both. You're both Celtic fans.
Yes,
here taking in the sun around Celtic Park today. It's a lovely day.
We're doing a tour. We're doing a tour of the stadium today.
Oh, amazing. Have you done it before?
No.
Oh, it's incredible. The trophy room in there is amazing. And so you're obviously aware of all the history of Celtic and
very much so.
Of course,
My
Rangers.
whole family steeped in Celtic.
Oh, really? Massive Celtic supporting family?
Oh, yes, definitely.
So the rivalry between yourselves and Rangers is huge, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Could you see a way in which a friendly could be played between the two teams?
Well, friendly insofar as inverted commas.
Yeah.
But I would imagine once they get started, it'll be the same as ever.
Yep.
Celtic will want to win. No, Celtic will win.
Yep, you think so? Out, down, under. And there's been so much like conversation around it over the last few days.
Yes.
Do you think that it will even go ahead?
Well, I think there's been opposition from the sort of hardcore groups of fans.
Yeah.
But I think it would be great for Celtic and Rangers.
Yep.
Because there'll be thousands of Celtic supporters out in Australia
yeah.
who don't get the opportunity to see their team.
Exactly, and there's a lot of money in it apparently for the two teams as well. Yeah.
Well, I think money is the thing that drives football nowadays, so otherwise they wouldn't be going. But
of course.
During the World Cup, so
yep. It's during the winter break here.
Winter break, so there'll be plenty of time.
Gordon, mate, lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for your time.
Visiting Scotland from Kansas City.
Oh, from Kansas City, and you're a Celtic fan?
I used to live here back in the 1970s, 80s, and I moved out to Los Angeles.
Nice.
But support Celtic all my life.
Nice.
Follow the boys.
Yep.
Every chance I get, yeah. So
must be good for you to come back here, especially in the sun like this. Rare occasion.
I just bought one of the bricks from Uncle, just passed away. So
oh,
that's why
okay.
I'm visiting to see if
oh, amazing, right, yeah.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, no friendlies.
No friendlies between the old firm. The words old firm friendly, they don't compute.
Nope.
To you, is the rivalry too big then?
Definitely, yes. Yeah,
and you don't think it will go ahead?
I don't think so, no.
There's just too much.
I mean, so yeah, I hear Rangers are pulling out, but I'm not sure on if that's 100% sure.
Yep.
But I don't think it'd be friendlies against Celtic Rangers.
No.
Too much history.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thanks for your time anyway, mate. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
So it is actually branded as Ange Postecoglou's homecoming, which is why. Hello, mate. How are you? You okay? What do you think about the old firm friendly?
To be fair, there's more fans at that than what there is at the Beefhill pubs.
Yeah.
Friendly.
Yeah. Were you for it, against it, or what? Doesn't matter. Yeah. Nice. There's a lot of money in it, isn't there? So yeah, it is actually branded as Ange Postecoglou's homecoming, as I was about to say before I was just chatting to that guy there. Actually, there's a little bench over there. 2 seconds. Let me go and sit on the bench, and I'll take you through a couple of the facts about it from Celtic side. We will also be going to Ibrox to ask Rangers fans what they think about it as well. I've also asked some fans on Twitter what they think, so I will run you through everything that you need to know about this very controversial friendly. So yeah, as I've said 2 or 3 times in the last minute or whatever, it is branded, or has been branded from Celtic side and from the Aussie kind of spheres, I guess you could say, as Ange Postecoglou's homecoming, which, if you're a Rangers fan, the size of the club that Rangers are, I guess they wouldn't want to play second fiddle in sort of a homecoming for the Celtic manager in Australia. And I believe the gist of the trip is to open up the new Sydney football stadium. I used to live out in Sydney. If you've not heard me speak about that before, my YouTube journey actually started watching football in Sydney. Sydney FC, it was my second ever game, and they were playing at the second ever game for YouTube anyway. They were playing at a stadium that day called the Leichhardt Oval, because their original stadium was getting knocked down and rebuilt. I actually spoke about it in one of my very first videos, so just check this out. If you remember, in that video I did say that Sydney are playing in a number of different stadiums around the city. Now, they usually play at a stadium just over there called the Allianz Stadium, but I'm going to insert some clips just now. What I did mention in the previous video is that they are renovating the ground. The new stadium, by the pictures on the outside of the building work, do look pretty impressive. How funny is that? How funny it's come all the way like that, full circle, like 2.5 years later. Here I am, I've covered so much of the old firm. I didn't even know I was going to come and live in Scotland, sort of when I left Australia like that. But yeah, speaking about that stadium getting knocked down, to then cover so much of the old firm, for them to be some controversy around the old firm teams going out to play a game there during their winter break. It is funny. I'm just going to run through some old firm stats very quickly. The first meeting was in 1888, a friendly, funnily enough, between Celtic and Rangers, which Celtic won 5-2. How funny is that? The first ever game between them was actually a friendly, and now people are getting their knickers in a twist about there being a friendly. The largest victory was in 1957 as Celtic beat Rangers 7-1. Wasn't that the League Cup? I've got a feeling that might have been the League Cup final. The fixture has been played over 420 times, 427 in different competitions. That's competitive games anyway. Celtic have won 160, Rangers 167 with 100 draws. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is with the friendly. We've spoken to a couple of Celtic fans. Let's go and see what the Rangers fans think. And as you can imagine, when I tweeted out this morning whether people were for or against the Old Firm derby to be a friendly or not, I got loads of responses from both sides of the city, so I'm going to take you through a couple of them now before I try and find some Rangers fans to chat to. So Celtic season ticket holder, I don't have a problem with that, let them play. So there's some that are okay with it, some people have just put Old Firm friendly, no, don't see the problem. So many fans of both clubs in Australia will get an opportunity to watch the derby. Nope, get it cancelled. Over 100 years of a proper rivalry and shouldn't be diluted for a few pounds. Both sides are against it. I don't mind Celtic going down under for a tour, as it would be good for the club's status in Australia, but Rangers have no need to go there, and it's a game that should never happen as a friendly. Someone else has put here, no such thing as an Old Firm friendly, it's an oxymoron, needs to be cancelled, it's a disgrace. And we've also had one that says it's not a pantomime to be paraded around, it will never and should never be referred to as a friendly. Half and half scarf nonsense, a big fat nope. So I think the general consensus is that people don't want it to go ahead. But remember, when I was at Celtic earlier just reading out a few facts about the Old Firm derby, the first ever Old Firm derby was a friendly. So should we not have one? Personally, when I first heard the news, I was like, oh, very interesting. I sort of could see the potential in it, but as I sort of started to think about what it meant and sort of living here in Glasgow and how intense the rivalry is, both socially, off the pitch, historically as well, I sort of started to understand why it probably wasn't a great idea. But then when you look back at history and find out that, yeah, the first match between the two was actually a friendly, then it kind of makes you think, well, why not? As with everything related to the Old Firm, I am firmly on the fence on this issue. You don't think it's a...
I don't think it's a good idea. If you're going to have a friendly, have it here.
Yeah.
Have it at Hampden.
Yeah.
Have a neutral ground so the fans can go.
Do you think there's too much rivalry between the two teams, that the words Old Firm and friendly don't really compute, or...?
Well, not really, because they've just got to Australia and cause it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think there'll be enough fans out in Oz who would like to watch the game?
Yeah, that would be, but prefer to keep it home, put it in the home stadium.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Keep the money in the country, you know what I mean, in the pubs, stuff like that.
Yeah, so you think have the friendly but have it here?
Aye.
Nice, fair enough, mate. Well, all the best, man. Cheers.
No worries.
Nice to meet you, bro. See you later. As you can see, it is absolutely teeming with life around Ibrox today. There was quite a few people waiting for the Celtic tour, so that's why I was able to chat to a few people outside of there earlier on. However, yeah, if I don't manage to speak to another Rangers fan, I have just put a poll on my YouTube community tab. I could have done it on Instagram, but obviously got more followers on YouTube, so I think I'm getting more like bigger sample size or whatever. So yeah, at the end of this video, I'll take you through the poll answers. Do people think that the Old Firm derby in Australia, the friendly, should go ahead, yes or no? And I put the question to you. I know I'll get a load of comments from both sides of the city, from the blue side and the green side. Do you guys think that the Old Firm friendly should go ahead? Let me know in the comment section below.
Oh, I've seen your stuff.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I've done a lot here at Ibrox as well as smaller clubs as well. I do like it. So obviously there's a proposed friendly to be happening in Australia at the end of this year. What are your initial thoughts on that as a Rangers fan?
Don't agree with that.
No?
No, I wouldn't go ahead with that at all. There's other ways to make money.
Yep.
Plenty of teams you could play. Wouldn't play them.
What do you think of the overall setup of Scottish football then? That the word is that they'd be earning more from this than they would from like a season in Scottish football?
That's the way Scottish football is. It's not marketed well enough.
Yep.
The fact that we can go and do that and have that opportunity just shows you. But still wouldn't play them.
Still wouldn't play them. Too much of a big rivalry between the two.
Yeah, just we play them here because it's in the league.
Yeah.
They're part of the same league, but I would never play them in a friendly.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think the majority of people are with you on that one.
No, I wouldn't. No.
Wouldn't do it. So yeah, I think most people are really against the friendly. Hi there, how are you?
How you doing?
Yeah, good. How are yourselves?
Not bad.
Nice.
Not bad. What are you doing today?
You are the number one
Yes.
top.
Favourite one?
Number
For
one.
me, for you guys.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
What are your names?
Every Rangers game.
Oh,
Home and away,
amazing.
Europe.
Well, I'm actually doing a video today asking fans what they think about the Old Firm friendly
Oh,
that's
right.
meant to be happening in Australia.
Cancel
Thoughts?
it.
Cancel it straight away?
Absolutely.
So what were your initial thoughts when you heard about it? Like, do you think differently of the club now that they would even put something through like that, or?
Well, I don't think it was our best idea.
No.
I don't think it was our best idea, to be honest. Now, why not have a friendly here with Hamburg and, you know, Linfield?
Oh, the teams that you're sort of associated
Four
with.
teams,
Yeah.
sell the place out.
Is there just too much of a big rivalry between the two, or?
I think it's different. I think there's different things against it, isn't there?
There's talk that they'd be
especially-
making more from those friendlies in the whole season here.
Well,
Sometimes it's
sometimes,
all about money.
yes.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
That's actually what I like about Scottish football is English football, obviously where I'm from, you're so much, there's so much money in it, it's just so unrelatable. Whereas in Scotland it's more, there's not as much money, which,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly,
Plus,
yeah,
plus
yeah.
the Australian thing, it's been billed as Ange's come home, and
Oh, of course.
we don't want anything to do with that.
You don't want to be playing second fiddle to
Why not?
Ange's
Why? I
homecoming.
mean, no, definitely not. It's
I suppose Rangers are big enough that you don't want to
absolutely.
have to do that out there.
Absolutely, we don't need to do it.
Of course. All right, well, fair enough. Well, thanks for answering a
No
few of my
problem.
questions. It's
No
great to get your
problem.
thoughts. On, what a lovely couple they were at the end there. So yeah, let's check the YouTube poll, shall we? I'm sure that by the time I actually edit this and upload it, then the poll will be answered by a lot more people. But let's just see how it's done so far. So 195 votes, 73% of people are saying no. So even if it does get way more votes later on, I still think the overwhelming vast majority of it is going to be that it's actually a no from most people. But there has been a lot of anger, especially on Twitter, but Twitter's always like that, innit? We know what Twitter's like. Yeah, there seems to have been a lot of anger, but I mean, yeah, you ask fans and they are opposed to it on the whole. There's one or two. I guess at Celtic they weren't too opposed to it because it has been billed as Ange Postecoglou's homecoming. So if you were a Celtic fan, you would be a little bit more sort of inclined to go, I guess. It is more sort of tailored to you. Whereas for Rangers fans, it feels like they're tagging along to homecoming a little bit. So I can understand the frustration there. Again, I put it to you guys, please do let me know in the comment section below what you think. Please do hit that like button and please do subscribe if you aren't already as well. I've heard that subscribe button turns from red to another colour. So why don't you press it and find out what colour it turns to for you. A huge thanks again for watching. I'll leave some videos on screen. Please do click on one to carry on watching. Cheers, and I'll see you in the next one.